So that record played. It got played, I think, just on the strength of how hot the Peach Boys record was, you know. So now I got the Peach Boys in the air. Now I got Materials in the air, and there was some project I did for a friend of mine. Now that's playing. I met Bill, I did the Material record, and Bill said to me, well, he's making a Herbie Hancock record. He calls me to come sing on it. And I'm like, well, Bill, I'm having a problem with these Peach Boys. I used an alias. I didn't use my name.
Interesting.
I used an alias, and I sang in a falsetto. I don't have a very good falsetto, but there was no way I was going to miss singing on this record.
Herbie. Oh.
Herbie, are you kidding?
Yeah, this is deep. This is...
So we did the Future Shock record.
Wow.
Rocket becomes this massive hit.
Yeah.
Bill calls me and says, hey man, you want to sing for Herbie? What?
How incredible.
The Peach Boys are falling apart. I was waiting for something that was going to take me out of that bad situation, and it was that call.
Interesting.
And I jumped at it. So I'm singing with Herbie. We're touring. I got a 10-day break from the tour, fly to New York, walk into my apartment, telephone rings, it's Bill. Bernard. What's up, Bill? How you doing? Good, man. What are you up to? I just walked in. Yo, man, go to the airport. Like, Bill, you don't understand. I just walked in the house, the phone rang. Okay, go to the airport. I called the cab, grabbed my bags. I went right back to the airport. I forgot to ask him any and everything else. So I get to the airport, I say to the lady, do you have a ticket for me? What's your name? Where you going? I said, I don't know. You got a first class ticket to London. I'm like, oh, okay. Fly to London. He meets me. And I'm thinking, what the hell is Bill doing? I still don't know what I'm doing there.
No idea.
I don't know what I'm doing
plane,
there.
You fly to London, you land.
Don't know. It's the truth, Don. I don't know. He comes to the airport in this big, long, black Bentley. Shiny, old, you know.
First class.
What the hell are you up to? Because Bill's always up to something musically. Always doing something interesting musically.
Yeah.
He's the one who split my head open.
Yeah.
Bill did that to me.
Yeah.
So we get into the thing, we're driving, we're talking about music, and he's telling me about some of the new stuff that he's working on, and we stopped. I remember we stopped, picked up a journalist, did an interview, stopped, let the journalist out, and continued to talk about music. And in our talk, just in bed, hey man, you like the Stones? I'm like, yeah, I like the Stones. Like the first record my father ever gave me was a Rolling Stone record. He said, really? I'm like, yeah. And we continue talking. We pull up to this neighborhood, to this house. We walk up the steps, ring the bell. Some big black dude answers the door and says, he's in here. He had a real light voice. I hope he doesn't see this. So I don't know who the hell he is. So I follow Bill into the room. Walk in the room, there's a cat sitting on the floor. I can see his back. He's got a guitar, he's sitting on the floor. There's papers on the floor. Bill walks in and says, yo man, this is the cat I've been telling you about. This is Bernard Fowler. It's Mick Jagger.
Yeah, that had to be just a moment of time.
Blown away.
Everything stopped.
Everything stopped, and then Bill leaves the room, and I'm standing there. I don't know what to do, and thank God Mick did. He said, hey, come on down on the floor. And he's playing guitar, and he's strumming, and we start humming. And we must have been there maybe an hour, hour and a half, and he gives me a cassette. And he says, hey, listen to this when you get in. This is the stuff we're gonna work on. He's working on his first solo record. And I just happened to be traveling around with Herbie Hancock with the first multi-track cassette recorder.
Oh, interesting.
So I get to my room, I put that cassette in, put my headphones on, got my microphone out, and I start creating.
How beautiful.
So get to the studio the next day, some track is up, and Mick says, Bernard, come on, let's go in there and do some ideas. And I said, wait, before I do that, let me play something for you. I give him the 4-track. He listens. He said, you did this after you left me? I said, yeah, let's do it. Went in and did it.
How beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's
It
beautiful.
was beautiful. And I left there and went back on the road with Herbie.
You know, Mick seems to be a real, you know, from the gut kind of a musician in how he works things. So his instinct has been flawless through all these years. Mm-hmm. That relationship has grown to such a level from that was like 1985 around there at that point.
So around the 86, 80,
yeah. You think about where that led to where you are now. This is an amazing journey.
It is, and the journey ain't over.
It's sure not over, because I mean, you ended up going out and working with Charlie Watts and Keith Richards and Ron Wood on their solo albums and doing that and developing. This is incredible.
It is. It's incredible how you know those things happen.
Yeah.
It's really funny. During the time I was working with Mick, that's a whole nother story. So, that the band, Mick's band, that I went out and did a solo tour with him.
Interesting.
Simon Phillips,
On drums, yeah.
Joe Satriani,
On guitar,
Jeff
yeah.
Beck just left, Doug Wimbish,
Yeah,
Jimmy
bass.
Ripp, Phil Ashley, Richard Cottle, keyboard player. Just, you know, all the red hot cats.
Yeah, Jesus.
Oh, I'll tell the story. After I did the solo record, I finished up with Herbie. I'm in New York. I'm with Carmine Rojas. We're in SIR.
Yeah.
We got all the hired guns, guys that play with the big boys.
boys, yeah,
We're going to
sure.
do a corporate gig in the south of France. So on my way to SIR, phone rings, somebody goes, hey Bernard, you know, I hear Mick Jagger's in town and I hear he's been auditioning male vocalists. Did you hear about it? I'm like, I didn't hear anything, no one called me.
Yeah.
So I go to SIR and we're rehearsing. Then I walk out to go to the bathroom and this entourage is coming up the corridor and Mick's in the middle of it. And I see him and I say, hey Mick, how you doing, man? And he looks at me. I went to the toilet, went back in my room, and I was pissed off. Carmine Ross. I said, what's up? I said, yo man, I just walked out, I saw Mick Jagger come in, I said hello to him, and he didn't even speak to me. It's like he didn't even know me. So we start rehearsing. A woman walks in and says, is there a Bernard Fowler in here? And everybody got quiet. Nobody said anything. We were afraid.
I know that feeling.
It got quiet. It got quiet for, you know, a half minute, whatever. And well, I'm Bernard Fowler. She says, oh, well, I don't know if you know, but Mick Jagger's looking for a male vocalist to go on tour with. And he wants to know if you'd like to audition. She gives me a cassette with 4 songs and lyric sheets, and she leaves. I said, mother, audition? I'm like, hell no, I ain't going in there. I'm not auditioning. And Carmine, bless his heart. Come here, let me talk to you. He said, man, listen, you go in there and do that audition, whether you take the gig or not, go do the audition. He said, go in there and knock their socks off. I went to the bathroom with my Walkman. I had to sing 4 Rolling Stones songs. Now, they had been auditioning singers I guess for a couple weeks.
For a while, yeah.
Yeah. I walk in, Jimmy Rip, who I didn't know at the time, but since he's become a really good friend of mine. So I walk in, all of them, Joe Satriani, Simon Phillips, Doug Wim, I mean, some of the baddest cats in the land.
Yeah.
And I walk in, and Jimmy Rip walks up with his guitar around his neck, with his arms leaning on his guitar, looks at me and says, I heard mumbling, but he looks at me and said, you ready? I'm like, oh, hell no, you did not. You didn't just you ready me. Now I'm really angry. I'm pissed now. And I said right then, I said, now, I'm gonna show my ass. They started playing and I started spitting fire. Best audition I ever did in my life. Like I said, I was spitting fire, man. I was kicking ass, and I had to sing Rolling Stone songs too that I kind of knew.
Yeah.
Last song came, I turned around, I looked at them and said, boom. Silence.
Yeah.
And I heard somebody say, oh, I guess he got the gig.
That is beautiful. So you went in there and you gave 110%.
Yes, I did.
Of all that you had. Boy, there's so many great lessons in here. As these people
Yes, I
watch
did.
this interview, the fact that you went in there, you swallowed a little bit of your pride of what it was, but you went there just to